Keyboard Exchange International.
Hi folks, welcome to the electronic shop here at Keyboard Exchange International, where I'm standing here with Mr. Grant. Good to see you today, Grant.
You too, Jim.
I've been out in the showroom, which is adjacent to this room here, and I just wanted to come in and see what you were working on. And I saw you were working on this C3 that we had shown in a previous video. I don't know, were you in that one or not? I can't remember.
Not sure.
But when it came back from the refinishing department, it looked great, but now you are working on it. And why don't you tell the good folks watching, you know, kind of like your plan to finish this out, how it came back as an empty cabinet, and now you're putting it back together with all that magic that you do. But you could say it better than I can, so why don't you say it? Please.
Well, as Jim just mentioned, this cabinet was refinished, and in order to do that, we have to take everything out, including felts, and the pedal assembly has to be removed, the expression pedal, the generator, keyboards, of course, and it allows us an opportunity to restore everything to the nth degree, and we clean and polish every little thing that we've got out of the organ, and then we put all the parts back in. So while it was gone, we did a little bit of the work, but now that it's back here, I had the generator out on the bench the other day, and we flipped it over, oiled every single tone wheel, went over it with a fine-toothed comb to make sure nothing was out of place or any loose bearings or anything strange like that. We did a full test of the generator. Once we were done with that, we went ahead and added the later filter networks that are included on all organs beyond, I think it's 1964 or 65, something like that.
Where did you learn how to do that?
Right here at Keyboard Exchange.
Yeah, but I mean, you practice it here, but you learn that by finding a technical bulletin that was issued to technicians by the factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting to. You learned it by checking out that manual.
Yeah.
And then you started implementing that into our restoration work. So it solved a lot of problems, you know, really.
Yeah.
Like when these organs were originally built, they didn't anticipate some of the little minor things that might come up over the years. And then when they discovered this little minor thing, they came up with a great solution. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'll tell you, not too many people even probably noticed it, but now that we are well aware, you're doing a great job taking care of that.
Well, thank you.
And I'm looking forward to the video where you can tell people, hey, here's the complete instrument, and we're going to have a matching Leslie, this custom ebony finish, and the Leslie will match, and it'll look like brand new.
Yeah.
And you can see what it looks like now. It's just going to be spotless, and everything on the inside, while vintage, there's nothing you could buy brand new that's better.
No.
It's like, you know, there's nothing better than a 400-year-old Stradivarius violin or a 60-year-old Hammond tone wheel organ that's been properly restored. Mm-hmm. The two of those things will one day be in a museum. I predict, side by side, a Stradivarius and a Hammond B3 and C3. I predict that. It might be a couple hundred years until that happens, but hey, you know, these organs will last that long. And even more exciting, Grant, we're going to leave here, and those folks watching, if you're sitting down or what, just stay seated while Grant and I walk into the showroom to show you a B3 that looks just like this finish. Mm-hmm. That's the exciting news for today. We'll stay seated. We'll see you in a moment. So moving on to the exciting news now, Grant.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is a B3 that was refinished by the same refinisher that did the C3. Mm-hmm. And oh my gosh, I'm just thrilled. You can still see some of the wood grain. Mm-hmm. And that makes it very special. Even the factory didn't make them like this. This is absolutely something special. And under the bright lights on a stage, it's going to look amazing, I think.
Yeah, I was very intrigued by this when we first got that C3 back. From about 15 feet away, I don't know how well it shows up in the camera, but from about 15 feet away, it looks completely black. but when you get up to it, it looks like dark chocolate. It's got a little bit of brown hue, and you see all the wood grain. It's beautiful.
Truly.
Yeah.
Speaking of beauty, now this instrument has been, as you mentioned earlier, everything has been taken out of it. And then we're going to have you and Bill put everything into top shape while it's on the workbenches. It's far easier to do the work.
I much prefer it.
Yeah, when everything is removed, they really
yeah.
can do a deep dive into making sure everything is right. And if something's not right, well, then we know we have to maybe replace a whole generator or keyboards or whatever while it's out. Although we tested the keyboards before they got removed, but it's just such a better restoration outcome when you can take it apart and put it back together. Now, we don't have to do that with every organ. And even more exciting news, I've mentioned this before, but Grant, this B3 here, number 577, I met the owner of this Fruitwood B3 more than 30 years ago. I'm thinking it might have been 40 years ago.
Wow.
And he had the organ in his home, and he was a wonderful gentleman. His first name was Paul. His name, Paul M. We have the company reference, Paul M. On this B3, and it came in with a matching Leslie. It was in his home. And I said, Paul, will you sell me that B3? He said, no, I'm enjoying it so much. I want to keep it for my whole rest of my life, which he did. And at the very end, he sadly passed away at age 92. But before he passed away, I think he was aware that we had contacted his representative for his liquidation of his estate and different items. And he might have known that we were getting him, because when I found out that it was his B3 that was being offered, I said, oh man, we got to get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was worth the wait.
The
thing was gorgeous inside. I mean, we did everything we would normally do, but it looked like a new organ inside of it.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
They don't come better than this.
No.
Yeah. Not only was it well kept, but then we got it and did all the stuff like fusing it and grounding it,
sure,
cleaning all the contacts and replacing the parts that needed to be replaced, etc., etc.
Yeah.
New tubes, everything. So this is our finest example of a restored B3 that we could ever offer. We can't offer anything much better than this. Maybe close, but not to this degree of perfection. It's our finest instrument, and Grant, just between you and me, don't tell anybody this, but I'm going to sit down and play this in a little while, and then I might decide to have Randolph and DJ deliver it to my house.
Well, quality control is necessary.
That's what I'm thinking. I want to give it a thorough testing and at my leisure and enjoy it in the meantime, like Paul did.
Yeah.
And then maybe in 10 years or something, we'll bring it back here. However, there is a company policy that says if anybody wants to buy the organ, even if it's out of my living room, they get the first option.
Of course.
Okay, I can't, I would take half of these home, and then I wouldn't have room for my rest of my furniture, but I'd be okay with that,
Yeah, it's pretty large. You can sleep on that.
You can put your mattress right, use 2 or 3 of them and put your bedroll up.
Yeah.
We digress. We're getting silly and crazy, but we wanted to mention to folks that are watching our videos, these are something extraordinary, very special, unique even, and I don't really have enough adjectives to describe these, Grant. Why don't you throw in a few big words to help me out?
Sesquicentennial. How's that? That's a nice big word. Lethargic. That's a nice word.
Nice word, but I don't see how it applies.
None of these apply. No.
Okay, but they're big words.
You just said big words.
Yeah, okay. Next time I'll be more specific. How about some big words that are applicable?
Oh.
We'll come back to you later. Phone's ringing.
Oh, all right.
I'll play that in a little bit and we'll make a new video. Thank you, Grant.
Keyboard exchange international.